Good afternoon, B-class students, ladies and gentlemen. It's your Uncle William back again for week number 10. Today we're going to do Unit 8. But first, we're going to go back to Unit 7 because I wanted to show you something from last week. Okay, last week I didn't give you a great answer for why this restaurant uses which instead of where. The answer is because, do you see this word about? This word is called a preposition. And when you're talking about a place, you can use where, or you can use which plus a preposition. Okay, so that's why we used which here, because of this word about. But the good news is, for a test, you don't have to know that, so don't worry about that. It won't be that hard on the test. Okay? Let's go back and let's start Unit 8. Today we're going to do past events. And we're going to look at 3 different verb tenses: the simple past, the past continuous, the past perfect. Okay? You know the simple past and you know the past continuous. You're going to learn the past perfect, which isn't very hard because it's very similar to the present perfect. First, let's take a look at these pictures here. What's going on here? Looks pretty chaotic with people running in different directions. Here you see a policeman or woman running through a neighborhood. Do you know what's going on there? I don't. I have no idea. Okay, so maybe you know. What's happening? Okay, so if you're ready, I've got my coffee here. Let me take a sip. And let's start Unit 8. Okay, let's start with the conversation between Sally and Ryan.
Unit 8, page 50, conversation.
You'll never guess what happened downtown just now.
What?
I was driving along Main Street on my way home, and a man ran out in front of me with a gun.
No way. You're joking, right?
No, I'm not. I'd just done some shopping at the mall, and I was coming home. He ran straight past the car.
Wow. He had a gun? Are you all right? You look pretty stressed out.
I'm okay now. I don't know what it was all about, though. I think maybe he had robbed the bank on the corner because the alarm was going off and a lot of people were running out.
So what happened to the guy? Did the police catch him?
I don't know. 2 police officers were running after him, but when they got to my car, he'd already disappeared.
That's amazing. An armed robber in our small town. It's really scary, actually.
You're telling me.
Okay, if you have a partner there with you, you can go ahead and practice reading that. And if you look closely, you can see 3 different verb tenses that we use. And here's one right here. He had disappeared. Had disappeared is called the past perfect. And let's try to find another one. Happened. That's called the simple past. Remember, just add ed. And let's try to find another one. Okay. Here we are. Were running. That's called the past continuous. The be verb, was or were, and the verb ing. Okay, let's look at the language box.
Unit 8, page 50, language box.
She'd been to the mall. She was leaving when she saw a man with a gun. He was holding a gun. The police looked for him, but he had disappeared.
Okay, so you can see all three verb forms that we learned. Saw, looked are simple past. This one is regular with the ed. This one is irregular, see, saw. And past continuous here, the be verb was verb ing. And the past perfect had, and the past participle been. Had disappeared. Let's go to 109 and learn some more. We use these are called narrative tenses. We can use them to talk about something that happened in the past. So the first one is the simple past. We use that for things that happen at just one point. All right, this is now, this is the past. I left the office, went home. Or you can say, Hiro had left the office before he went home. We'll learn that in a second. And the next one, past continuous. We use this one for a longer action. See that? I was getting on the plane when, or they were getting on the plane when the police stopped them. Police stopped them is one point. It happens during this time, this longer action. Okay, so when you see the word when, after that is usually the simple past. Or if you see the word while, after that is usually the past continuous. Okay? For example, the police stopped them while they were getting on the plane. Okay? And the final one we'll learn is the past perfect. This one looks just like the present perfect. But instead of have or had, or have or has, we use had. Very simple. And the participle left. This one we use to talk about something that happened before something else in the past. Okay, this is now. You can say, the train had left before I arrived at the station. See that? And if you look at this one up here, Hiro had left before he went home. But if you can also say Hiro left and went home. All right, two ways to say it. Okay, so stop your video and do exercise 1 and 2. Okay, so let's look at the answers. Okay. And part 2 is a very long one. Let's look at the answers. Okay, I'm going to explain some of these. Let's start at the beginning. When I got home, remember I said when? After when is usually the simple past. I discovered someone had broken. So this one happened before these happened. So we use had, past perfect. While, remember I said after while, we usually see the past continuous. While I was shopping. Alright, and this one, simple past. Had taken, happened before. Same for this one. This is the same. Here's another while. Special word. After while comes. Right, the past continuous was coming. Alright. And these ones are happening at the same time. I ran downstairs just as, that means that at the same time, a man was climbing. So really, you could say, I was running downstairs just as a man climbed out the window. Okay, so you could change those, but on the test it won't be that hard. It'll be clear that you should use simple past or past continuous. Okay, let's go back to vocabulary. Okay, these words here, notice they all end with ly. Gradually, suddenly, luckily, occasionally. These are called adverbs. Okay? They tell us how something happened. Or what time something happened. Okay, so circle the correct adverb. Okay, the answers. Okay. Now make two lists. One list is called adverbs of time. The other, adverbs of attitude. Adverbs of time tell us when something happened. Attitude is how, okay? Or the feeling. Okay, so for example, suddenly, what does that tell us? The time. Immediately, time, okay? So the answers, okay? These tell us when, and these tell us how, or in what way, Okay, let's move on to the next part. Before you listen, try to complete this conversation using the correct form. Simple past, past perfect, or past continuous. Okay, after you're finished, let's listen to the audio.
Unit 8, page 51, Real Life Exchange. I can't find my cell phone. I think someone took it while I was studying in the library.
Oh no, that's terrible. Are you sure?
Yeah, I was looking for a book, but when I went back to my desk, my cell phone had disappeared.
That's too bad. Nobody saw anything, did they?
No, but I'm angry because I only bought it last month.
Okay? Did you get those? Remember the secret word I told you? Only my class knows that. No other classes know that after a while, you can use this one. Past continuous. And I was looking. Another secret word when simple past. Alright, and this one had disappeared. This happened before this happened. Okay? And this happened. See, he was looking for a book, but when he went back, the cell phone was gone. Okay? And nobody saw, and simple past, simple past. Okay? And the last part we'll do on this page is look at these exclamations. That's fantastic. That's crazy. Write the correct exclamation. Okay, let's check the answers. Actually, let's listen. I think we'll do that instead.
Unit 8, page 51, strategy.
Guess what? I finally passed my driving test.
That's fantastic. Congratulations.
John's left his briefcase here.
That's strange. He usually takes it home with him.
I bought this cell phone for $60, you know.
That's cheap. Mine's the same and it costs nearly $90.
Unfortunately, they said I wasn't a good candidate for the job.
That's crazy. You have all the qualifications and experience they need.
This computer takes nearly a minute to download one song.
That's slow. Maybe you should check your internet connection.
Okay. So notice how he says those. That's fantastic. Okay. He says it with a lot of feeling, a lot of emotion. Okay. So let's go to the last part we'll do today. Page 123, Unit 8, showing emotion. So first, let's listen.
Unit 8, page 123, pronunciation A. I've just passed my English test.
That's great.
Oh no, it's raining again.
That's great.
Okay. So in this one, that's great. She's showing emotion. She's showing enthusiasm. She's happy for him. But at this one, that's great. She's showing a negative emotion, kind of a sarcasm. She doesn't really think it's great. She thinks it's terrible. It's bad. Okay, so that's a different way of saying it, has a different meaning. So listen again to those and practice saying those.
Unit 8, page 123, pronunciation A.
I've just passed my English test.
That's great.
Oh no, it's raining again.
That's great.
Okay. And finally, listen to these phrases. Which ones show emotion? Not just emotion, but enthusiasm. This is emotion too. Okay. But we want enthusiasm.
Unit 8, page 123, pronunciation C. 1,
That's wonderful.
2,
That's interesting.
3,
That's a great idea.
4,
That's amazing.
Okay. So which one?
5,
Oh, sorry.
That's fantastic.
Okay, I think we're done now. Which ones show a good emotion or excitement, enthusiasm? That's right. 1, 3, and 5. 1, 3, and 5. So I'm going to just leave you there for today. And I will see you next week. Stay safe out there. Uncle William is signing off.